Hi everyone, it's Gary Nicholson here for weatherweb.net. This is the look ahead video today on Monday the 20th of July. Thank you for watching. Now, as always, the details for the next 3 days ahead are found in the fast forecast video on weatherweb.net. Just choose the video to the right of this one. We're looking though towards Friday and a complicated story developing by that time and some uncertainties on the models. If you remember late last week, Simon was talking about the difficulties in recent times and getting the detail of the forecast. I think the end of this week is going back to something rather similar where the model story will jump around from day to day and that's the way we're going at the moment. Here's the charts then from 4 different forecasting models for Friday. We've got the Canadian model top left, we've got the GFS top right, we've got the European model on bottom left and the UK Met Office model towards the lower right. This then is for midday or for midnight on Saturday, so the end of Friday, and showing the likely pressure situation, the upper heights and the surface pressure isobars in the black lines shown. We've got then a trough pretty evident in most of the pressure runs to a differing angle on various runs, but it's what happens more to the surface area of low pressure that's the awkward one. We've got the Canadian not making too much of it, we're still sticking broadly in a fairly showery and cool northwesterly pattern on that particular run. We've got the Met Office run showing a much more organised area of low pressure passing its way eastwards across the country. The European model that doesn't want that at all and keeps high pressure broadly in and doesn't develop much of an area of low pressure. The GFS lies somewhere between the middle of all of them with a ridge of high pressure trying to nose in from the west, an area of low pressure skirting across the south of the country over northern France. The trouble with this one is that GFS model today has been jumping around as we've seen in recent times, and the latest runs hinting at it leans more towards the Met Office runs bringing that area of low pressure more broadly across the country and a more widespread area of wind and rain. So an awkward picture to pin down. I think the various models will continue to struggle for the next day or so until we know a bit more where this system is likely to go. Here's the example of that then. This was the GFS model. This was the midnight run from the start of today and showing for Friday the area of high pressure still largely in charge across the country. That showery west-northwesterly across northern areas. Area of low pressure, a small feature away towards the southwest and not really troubling too many areas. We contrast that with the most recent midday run of the GFS model, and that shows that system having developed much more strongly as a distinct area of low pressure in the southwestern approaches, high pressure being squeezed away considerably and the risk of more widespread wind and rain. At the moment that system looks rather too deep and rather too overdeveloped. I think we'll just need to see how that one does fare as we go over the next 24 to 48 hours to see just what the story does hold for Friday. It looks increasingly likely that some rain will affect the country, but equally the track of that system may only graze the far south. At the very least, the trends though going forwards into the final week of July are still looking very unsettled. Here's the 500 millibar anomalies for days 7 to 10, so this is more towards the middle of next week, and the bluer colours on the chart showing lower than normal heights across much of northern Europe by this stage, a strong jet stream across the North Atlantic. This is both models, the European and the GFS model on the right here, and very similar agreement for unsettled, changeable conditions across the British Isles. So not looking a great week on the way for next week. Probably not a write-off altogether. There will be some brighter days in there, but just looks as though frequent periods of rain will develop as areas of low pressure move in quite widely across the country from the Atlantic. So we'll keep an eye on the exact details for that one as we go forwards. I'll leave you with that though as today's latest details. We'll have more thoughts on that going forwards, of course, over the next few days, and a bit more look at the details for next week and that first week of August as well. If you want a bit more during the course of the day, you can always follow us on Twitter at WXWeb for the various bits of information we put out during the course of the day. I'll leave you with that for now. Thanks for watching and bye for now.